Good afternoon. This is Hope Roski with The Wedding Show. Well, today we have a special guest who is a wedding planner, and we are going to do this via Zoom. So I would like to introduce to you Melissa Martinez. Melissa, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking.
Yes, well, welcome to our show. And I wanted to first start off by talking to you about how did you get started in becoming a wedding planner?
Well, it all started because of my daughter. I have a daughter. She's going to be 23 this year. And growing up, she would want a party. So I would always have to create, a party for her and her friends. And it was always themed, party. So we did that for basically all the way up until she was 16. When she turned 16, we created a Gatsby themed Sweet 16 party. And ever since then, everybody would tell me to go ahead and do that as a business, and they loved the ideas and, all of that. So I did what they told me, and I'm doing weddings now.
That is absolutely wonderful. So what are some of your strengths? How would you describe your strengths as a wedding planner?
I feel that I'm very reliable. I'm bilingual in Spanish, so that's, I feel like that's a huge, thing. I'm very flexible with my clients. I'm all about my clients, making sure that they're okay. I'm a good listener. And more than that, it's funny because every client that I have turns out to be a friend afterwards. So I feel like, just my personality is something that helps a lot with me being a wedding planner.
So wedding planner, there's just a wide variety of things that you do. Can you tell me just what are the things that you handle? So you have two people come to you and want to get married and they don't even know where to begin. How do you get them started in the process?
Well, I first meet with them as a consultation, and it's very important for me and for the clients to feel a connection with one another. I feel that that's very important. If you are going to hire a wedding planner, you have to have that connection, and you have to make sure that you feel comfortable with that person. So I always like to do one-on-one meet. That way we can really see if we really, vibe in a way. And then after that, the first thing that I always let my clients know is we have to first get a venue. That's the number one thing.
Right.
On the list is always to get a venue. And then after that, everything else is really simple. I do provide a list for them, like professional vendors. We have the cake vendor, we have the DJ. So we just go off of a list and make sure that they feel that, I will be taking care of them and, making sure that they're going to be stress-free. So,
that's great. So I know you're located out in Turlock, but how far do you travel with doing your business?
So Inspired Events, we actually service all California. We just don't stay in Central Valley. And even, I've done weddings in Tahoe, so it really, wherever anybody needs me, I'm there.
That's wonderful because, a lot of people, it's like, well, I don't know if I want to get married in Turlock. I'd like to get married here. So the fact that you are basically available to help them plan even out of state is terrific, or even out of the area is very helpful. You had mentioned that you would meet with clients ahead of time. What if they can't drive to meet you in Turlock? What are some other options for them to communicate with you?
I do like to do Zoom meetings as well, so I communicate with them through Zoom. For me, like I said, it's very important to see each other face to face. So if I can't meet with them in person, then I do use Zoom. And you know, a lot of the time we can kind of feel you kind of feel how the other person is, or
Right.
you know, the vibe. Here I go with the vibe again, but it's true. I feel like you always kind of know, you know, how a person is with just like how they are. So for me, it's super, super important for them to feel comfortable. And I feel like the only way that I can have a client feel that way is meeting me either in person or seeing me through a camera. So.
Well, one of the other things I wanted to talk to you about too is, you know, people want a certain may want a certain theme or type of wedding. How do you make each one special for a person? I mean, is there like a list, or how do you make it individualized and special for each couple?
You know, I always ask my clients if they have like a special tradition that they would want to add into like the timeline. So I feel like that question is super important for wedding planners to ask, because a lot of the time everybody has a special tradition. I feel like nowadays a wedding now is so different how a wedding was before. I feel like now everything goes. Instead of instead of a cake cutting, I had a client that actually did a pie cutting. You know? So,
that's something
and
new.
For them,
right.
That was super, super important for them to have.
Mm-hmm.
So we incorporated that instead of a cake cutting. So I always just make sure and ask my clients what is a tradition or what is something that they want to add for their wedding, for the day, that special day. So that's how I make sure that my clients know that I'm interested in what they want me to create that day. So.
Well, one of the other things that I wanted to ask you about is, you know, how, let's say you have a couple and they see things very differently. How do you work on bringing it together? Because that can be very, you know, one's very strong-willed one way and the other. So how do you bring it together?
I always, when I first meet with my clients, I always tell them, hey, communication is key with me. As long as we all communicate with each other and we meet in the middle, it's gonna go good. Sometimes it is hard because we do have, you know, different opinions and they want different things. So we just try to like meet in the middle. A lot of the times, you know, my bride will want, let's say, she wants the most. I always ask my clients, okay, what's three things that you have to have in your wedding, right? The bride will say, well, my makeup and hair. The groom will say, well, you know, the drinks, right? So
right.
We just kind of
so the priority list is a little bit, you know, skewed or different. So yes.
Yeah. So I kind of have to like balance and, you know, meet in the middle and kind of negotiate here and there. So. But it's very possible, and it works. So
that's great. So you also have mediator skills as well.
Yes.
And I think that's a good quality to have, especially when two people see things differently. And this is essentially their day. I'd like to take a look at some of the photos that you sent in, and maybe you could talk a little bit about those as well.
Most definitely.
Okay. Well, the first one, you look terrific in this picture, by the way, I must say. Tell me about where you are there. This is, I think you're in a reception area, and there are like flowers and things.
Yes. So there we were at this beautiful venue in North Carolina, and this venue was outside. We had the ceremony outside, the reception inside, and we did a very intimate wedding, and we have. You know, the tables, the table settings with, you know, floral and just big arrangements, and you know, the cake, and it was very beautiful.
It's breathtaking. And you said North Carolina, and that's a long way from Turlock. So it's great to know that you will travel wherever you need to be for that special day.
Yes,
that's a great quality
to
have. Let's take a look at the next one. And is this same location in North Carolina? Because I noticed a lot of green in the background there, but I don't. Is that the outdoor part of the wedding?
Yes, that was the ceremony part. And I actually created the florals on that one. So I'm not just a wedding planner. I do style and design as well, and then florals as well.
I'm highly impressed because those florals were absolutely, even in the other picture as well, breathtaking. Let's take a look at the next one. You're welcome. Oh, the bride and the groom.
Yes. That one, I believe I don't know if you can see it or not. I believe they're in back of I think it's a car.
Okay, in the next picture, yes, she is, the car is right directly behind her, yes, with flowers flowing down, which is beautiful.
We did that as well. Okay, well, the ones where they're at right now, there's the ceremony, that was a ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
And they were just lovely, lovely, lovely couple. Very sweet. He was just super sweet with her. He would just kiss her, and she felt so special. And that's what I care. It's I want them to feel super special on their special day. So I honestly love doing this. And in that picture, there's a car. It's a figgy car. Mm-hmm. And we created florals on top of the car as well. So
that's incredible. I've seen like flowers just beautifully displayed with the vehicle. You did a great job with that. So kudos to you. So let's come back live here. How can people get in touch with you, Melissa?
Yes, they can definitely give me a call. My phone number is 209-614-8180. Or they can also go to my website, which is inspiredeventsmm.com.
Wonderful. Well, I would like to take the opportunity to say thank you. I mean, many of us growing up watched The Wedding Planner and, saw the trials and tribulations, and I'm sure maybe some of them are relatable to you, but you have a very calm disposition, and obviously you are a perfectionist at what you do. You can see it in the work that you do. So, folks, if you are looking for a wedding planner who is going to be personal with you, communicate with you, reach out to Melissa Martinez, and I think you'll be very pleased with the results. Melissa, thank you so much for joining us via Zoom today on The Wedding Show.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
All righty. This is Hope Roski, and we will look forward to seeing you again on The Wedding Show.
Thank you.